introductions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Larry. You know, why would anybody want to run for school board? I mean, it doesn't pay anything. You know, it's not real prestigious. You're dealing with people's kids, and, you know, people tend to be pretty attached to their kids. So many decisions that you make, you know, you never can please everybody. So I struggled with answering that for a long time. Why do I want to be on school board? And, you know, that is just hard to tell people. But I heard probably the best answer for public service that I've ever heard. I got the opportunity to ride around with, oh my gosh, am I that far already? Or no, okay, sorry. With a U.S. Senator from Kansas a few years ago. And I was like, why do you do what you do? I mean, Washington's a mess. You're dealing with, you know, all these issues. Why do you run for public service and expose yourself to that? And he said, the reason is we need good people to do good things. And I hope I'm a good person. I'm trying. But I know that I can consciously do good things as a person. I can make those decisions. I've served on school board before, 2 different school boards actually. I see a couple school board members here and people that I've worked with at the school. But, you know, people that know me know that I am a strong advocate for teachers, retaining, attracting, and, you know, that is a crisis right now. I am a strong advocate for academic programs and excellence, and I am a strong advocate, as you can see from my election material, students first. Every decision that I make on school board, I was like, how is this going to impact the students? Is it going to impact them in a positive way? Sometimes those decisions are pretty difficult, and it's hard to see right off the bat, like, why did he make that decision? Well, 10 years down the road, that may have saved our school, may have saved a program. So that's why I run. I see those students' outcomes, those students that are coming from Udall and the success that they see, and that's the heartwarming thing. That's the why that I do what I do.
Well, James did a great job answering that first question.
Oh, okay.
So
Thank you,
we'll
Larry.
go to the next question.
Okay.
What are the top things that you feel like that Udall School District is doing right?
Okay. I think, kind of like I alluded to with my introduction, is student outcomes. Right now, I went to the last school board meeting here a couple weeks ago, and to see our CTE program and the kids that are in that. CTE is Career Technology Education. We currently have 9 kids that are taking classes through Cali. Some will have the certification in welding, some in coding, CNAs. We actually have 3 students that will graduate with their associate's degree. Could you imagine that, graduating at the same time from high school with an associate's degree? So yeah, you know, there is a lot of challenges. You know, we do have a lot of challenges here, but we are in a fantastic trajectory as a school. We've done the right things to, you know, get the right teachers, good teachers, a good, stable foundation, and yeah, that's the thing I think that we really can hang our hat on is, you know, the results that that are coming out of our school as those students graduate.
One of the things that we asked last time was about Udall Schools declining enrollment, because back in 2021 you had 345 students and you're down to 304 now. So what do you think the factors are that's causing this, and what can we do to change the growth level?
Absolutely. Well, these council member candidates need to increase housing. No, I'm just kidding. I won't hang it on you. You know, this is our new reality. You know, this year, you know, why do we have declining enrollment and population? We are down to a birth rate in the U.S. of 1.6 births per woman, which is not sustainable. To maintain a population, you have to have 2.1 births. And we are not at that. But you say, James, why, as a nation, you know, is our population going up? Immigration. That's why. We are not growing as a people. So this all started in 2008. It's called the birth rate cliff. And we do have to accept it as a new reality. So we need to think outside the box of, okay, how do we continue funding Udall schools? How do we continue this with declining enrollments? And we need to start embracing some of this stuff. We see a huge increase in homeschool kids. And so, is there ways or pathways that we can work with some of those families that choose to homeschool their kids? Maybe there are certain subjects that they can come in and enroll at Udall schools. We also need to take a look at online learning. There are some schools in the state of Kansas that have done a wonderful job, especially rural schools that have huge, their enrollments actually online is larger than the enrollment in person. Those are things that, we just need to start thinking outside the box. And yeah, there's the immigration, maybe not so much in this area, but, are there some opportunities to reach out to some of those populations as well, too?
We'll go to the next question. Speaking of schools, do you feel that Udall schools are adequately financed or funded? My understanding is you're spending $20,300 per student, not spending. That's how much money you get. So $20,300 per student. So you think they're adequately funded?
No.
Next question.
Of course, I don't want to debate Larry here, man. I'd lose every time. No, of course. I mean, we would always love to see more funding. The funding that we receive, how I see it, the more that we invest in our students and into our school, that is an investment in our community. So that's why I like to see young people running for school board, some older people that are retired. It's like, oh yeah, they don't have kids at school. It doesn't matter. They're here for the community. They're here to fight for the community, and we need those types of perspectives as well too. So any investment that we make in our schools is an investment in our community as well. So we do have funding issues. Okay, so take for instance, I'm not going to get into a debate with you, Larry, but SPED funding, special education funding. It is state law that it has to be funded to 92%. We haven't been fully funded since 2011. That's a shortfall of $173 million. So that 70% that is only being funded right now, where's that other 30% coming from? Our general fund. That's coming out of our pockets. That should be going to more teachers or the funds of $20,000. That's not being spent on your regular students, and that's a huge problem. That's a huge deficit.
Well, I agree that that's one of the issues we need to take up, but we also want to look at what your unencumbered balance is for special ed. And the number is well over $200 million sitting there statewide. So we can look at that again. Let's move on. We're going to talk about outcomes. And I know we got 2 minutes left, so we'll try this. The outcomes, the Kansas Policy Institute gave Udall schools a letter grade of C for the student outcomes. What do you see that the district can do to raise those outcomes?
Okay, well, are we teaching to the state assessments? Or are we teaching to what the students need to learn? That's my question. We actually just discussed this at the last board meeting, or I didn't, but I was in attendance, and we talked about cut scores and Udall's state assessment scores. We are on an upward trajectory because of what, when I was on the board and others board members did to our academic programs, and we are increasing. We are in the right direction. So there is kind of a neat story. We have one teacher that has kind of figured out the system, and he teaches to the assessment. And for some reason, there's an anomaly. Every year, there's a spike that's really high. And it's like, what is going on? Oh, he's teaching to the assessment. So we can play that game, but are they really learning what they're needing to do? So I don't feel that is, you need some kind of a measuring stick, and I totally agree. How do you measure, school success and how they're doing? But is that the only thing that you're going to hang your hat on? Let's look at student outcomes. Let's see where they go
after they graduate. And I think that's a better, the Kansas Can Awards just came out, I think last week. We got a gold award for graduation rates and a copper award for post-secondary preparedness. I think that's pretty good. And they just don't hand those awards out, just for the heck of it. So, I'm very happy with the direction that Udall's going.
Good, well, thank you.
You bet.
A mother of an elementary student comes to you with a complaint that one of the teachers had a mock presidential election, and when her daughter voted for the conservative candidate, she was admonished in front of the class of her for her choice. What action would you take, and what policies should you try to implement, if any?
I definitely have personal viewpoints on this, and whenever I would get a call from the school about one of my kids getting in trouble, too often nowadays it's like, well, it's the teacher's fault, and they hold the teacher accountable. I will say, Isaac, what'd you do? Come on, be honest. There's another side of the story here. I think to rush to judgment on a teacher, we need to give teachers the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it didn't come out across like the young lady took it. You do need to get all the facts. But that is more of my personal side of it. The right answer is actually, as a school board member, you are one member. You are not in a boardroom. You do not speak for the board, and you need to follow protocol. You start taking action, you're going to get the teachers union involved, which they should, because that's what they're there for. So I would ask that person, listen to them, that's fine, listen to the parent, and say, okay, well, have you talked to the teacher? If yes, okay, have you talked to the principal? If yes, okay, have you talked to the superintendent? There is a chain of command, and you need to give those people an opportunity to take care of the situation. Otherwise, you're going to put the school at a very legal risk if you take action and you go rogue as a school board member. So you need to know the rules. You need to know the legalities of your actions as a school board member, and take those very seriously, and educate yourself.
Well, thank you for that answer. And our last question that we have tonight for you would be your closing statement.
All right. Thank you, Larry. Okay, well, I was asked to put together a flyer and, to have everybody be able to take at the end of the night. And I'm just terrible at these things, because I'm not one that's boastful or likes to brag about myself or anything like that. So I was like, well, gosh, but I was like, what am I doing with this? It's like, you know what? This is who you're electing. This is the product that you're going to get if you elect me to school board. I don't need to come up with some slogan about making schools better, or I'm going to change things, or whatever, or some blanket statement. I am doing it, and I promise you I will continue doing it. So you do have a choice when you step into that ballot box, or booth, right? Okay, hopefully they don't put us in the box. Anyway, but please pick up one of these, because, when I say what I'm going to do, wait a minute. When I do what I say, how do we do that? I say what I do, and I do what I say. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little confused. In looking at this, I prove it. So you do have a choice when you step into that ballot booth. You can vote for a board member that's going to be a passive school board member, or you can vote for a school board member that's engaged, that is going to be active, that is going to do things, that's going to represent Udall in this community. If you elect me, and if I'm lucky enough to get your vote, I will fight for our students, I will fight for our community, and I will fight for our schools. Thank you. I'd appreciate your vote on November 4th.
Thank you, James.